Hey, how you doing? My name is ABethel. I am a game design major, and in this particular video, I'm going to show you the feature that I created for the tournamental project build. My feature is called projectile launching, and so this feature utilizes a projectile that spawns when a player presses E. It spawns in a direction that the player is facing, and a projectile depletes the player's stamina. This means that the player should not be able to launch a projectile once their stamina is depleted. My projectile cannot go outside the bounds of the map, and it must hit a specific target in order to count as a point. So I'll go ahead and show you how that works. So as you can see, my projectile spawns in whatever direction that the player is facing. If you look up in the top left, you'll see that that stamina bar is going down. As you can see, when we overlap with the specific point or a specific target, it counts as a point. And once you're out of stamina, we get some feedback that says we're out of stamina. So I'll go ahead and show you exactly how that works. And we're going to start with the projectile blueprint itself. So this blueprint is of actor class. What I did here is I have an event actor begin overlap. The event actor begin overlap is going to check to see if the other actor is an instigator or the floor. If it is not, then we're going to apply damage if the actor that it overlaps with is taken in damage. And we do that with a base damage float that is pretty much going to apply 5 damage. That's the points that we saw, and I'll go ahead and show you how that works later. And the event instigator is going to be the player pawn. In order to access the player pawn, we're going to have to get instigator controller. The damage cause is going to be the projectile itself, so we have a self-reference here. So if we overlap with the damage actor, we then apply damage, and then we destroy the actor. If the actor that it overlaps with is not receiving damage, then we destroy the actor as well. So that stops it from leaving the bounds and, of course, doing anything we don't want it to do once damage is applied. So all of this is kind of controlled, so to speak, because actually the projectile is going to do what it does here as far as when it overlaps. But in order to spawn a projectile and to fire it, in direction of the player, we're going to control all of that in the player pawn blueprint itself. So in the player pawn blueprint, we have input action interact, which is when you press E, that interaction happens. The player interacts is the function that controls the obstacle. My particular function is the shoot function, right? So the shoot function basically works in this way. When shoot is called, we're going to check to see if the current stamina is greater than or equal to the stamina required from an obstacle, which is 10, right? If it is greater than or equal to, and the actor is facing forward, right, we're going to spawn a projectile. Spawn a projectile based on getting the actor's location, right, so where it is currently, and the actor's rotation, which way it's facing, right, and the instigator, of course, in this particular case, is the player pawn itself, so we have a self-reference. If the stamina is less than the stamina required from the obstacle, which is 10, then we're going to print a string that says out of stamina, which is what you saw on the screen when there was no more stamina left, right? If there is stamina, based on our calculation here, right, we're going to, of course, spawn a projectile, but we're also going to use the stamina, and the stamina amount that we're going to use is based on the stamina required from obstacle, which is 10. So to kind of sum that up and make it make sense, once you call the shoot function, we're going to check to see if the stamina available is greater than or equal to the amount of stamina required for an obstacle, which is 10. If we have enough, right, if it's greater than or at least equal to, and the pawn is facing forward, we're going to spawn a projectile at the actor's location and rotation, right, using the actor self-reference as the instigator, and we're going to use the stamina and deplete it by 10, which is the amount of stamina required from obstacle. If the stamina is less than 10, right, or the amount of stamina required from obstacle, we're going to print a string that says out of stamina, right? In order to know whether the character is facing forward, right, because we have that here as one of the conditions, we're going to go back into the event graph, and we're going to go to update face direction. So update face direction, right, is pretty much just updating the face direction of the pawn, right? Once this is all done, then I set facing forward to true here, right? And facing forward is set based on a set actor rotation here. So going back to shoot, that's how we'll know if it's facing forward, and then fire and then we're going to have the projectile spawn at the active location and rotation, right? So once we're done with all of that, we're going to want to calculate the points when, you know, we're crossing or overlapping with this specific target. So in order to do that, we're binding this target to take any damage, right? So this is going to pretty much be like, once we shoot, the target begins to overlap and is going to be applying damage to an actor that's a damage actor, right? That's looking for damage. So the actor that's looking for damage is going to be, you know, the cylinder, which I call the hole, since this is a golf reference. The on take any damage event is bound to an event that is bound to a function called hole in one. This function is going to apply damage to us, the float points, right? So we're going to set points to the amount of damage being taken, which is the base damage that's being caused here by applied damage, which is 5, right? We're going to set that to a string, and that string is going to print. And that's how you see the 5 that's being printed to let, you know, us know in development, of course, but eventually the player know that, you know, they scored 5 points by connecting or overlapping with that specific target. So that is, in a nutshell, how I was able to implement the specific feature. I hope that I was detailed enough, and I look forward to seeing you implement it in your own. So I thank you very much for watching my video.